fucks. Welcome to John Solo's Beard Brigade once again. It's the never-ending Talk to the Beard episode. So, Drew Gibson, y'all know Drew. He's our.
It's me.
We have Drew and Zach are our baby narrators. They're coming along nicely. But more importantly, Drew, you were kind enough to. I keep on like I'm talking to the third person because I'm looking at the camera. But no, you were kind enough to stay for a second longer because Amy Lane showed up early. So thank you very much. For
somehow I suffered through that.
So you got in yesterday, man.
I did. Yeah.
And is this your first convention like this ever?
It is. It is. I actually have a pin for that. This is my first GRL, so my
wish
pin
I
has
could
some cherries on it.
Zoom the camera in on your cherry.
Well, this might not be the right angle.
Hey-o! So what's your first impression, man? You've been here less than 24 hours, I think. What did you do yesterday?
I like it. I like talking, meeting authors and walking around. This is my first, book convention ever. Mm-hmm. Not just GRL, but sort of anything. And it's been a blast. It's been a blast. I like sitting on the panels and listening to all of the really avid readers and fans ask all these really I don't want to say pointed questions about like authors' decisions on what they do with characters and things that people may or may not be bitter about.
On page 212, yeah, I've seen those.
But no, and then listening to the authors talk about writing and stuff is really insightful. Mm-hmm. And as a narrator, a lot of that information has bits and pieces of it that makes me want to influence the way that I read some of these books sometimes. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, okay, pick little bits out of here. So
that's a really good insight. Anna Bird, my best friend, her and Katie Cat have given me and Anna Weinhardt huge insights into the writing process, and it's completely changed the way I narrate entirely.
Yeah,
when I'm understanding the anatomy of a scene, how they're writing the scenes, how they're structuring. How they decide how the characters, we're doing romance, how the character is going to fall in love, how they decide when the first sex scene is going to be, why they've decided that, what arcs they're running throughout, if they only have one story arc or two or three, and deciding how I'm going to voice the characters and how I'm going to voice them differently based on the writer's initial intent. Mm-hmm. Then taking that on as my own, making it my own interpretation, and giving my side of that story.
Right.
There's a lot more. I say it a lot. There's so much more to writing than there is to what we do. I think it's an amazing
as far as planning
process.
For sure. Yeah.
Oh, good Lord, yes. And think about it. You can narrate a book in a week. It depends on the length of the book, obviously, but I put out 2 finished hours a day, so I can do a 10-hour book in a week, somewhere in there, and still have a day off. It's going to take an author at least 30 to 60 days to do something like that. It's a lot more of an investment of it.
For sure.
Yeah, you hit on something cool. The panels are excellent for that.
Yeah, and hearing, I was listening to a panel with Gregory Ash, C.S. Poe, and Henry, last name escapes me, Edwards.
She's whispering because.
Yeah, thank you. And just listening to them talk, it's interesting that their own answers to the same questions reveal how they. Obviously, it reveals how they approach, how they write, mm-hmm. but also the way that they speak. I think gives even more insight, especially to narrators, as you were talking a little bit about with mm-hmm. Amy, who was just here. Helps narrators sort of find that author's voice, which really helps you get into the book and convey the scenes the way that the author wrote them, mm-hmm. rather than just, no narrator really wants to just read line, 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 but knowing how the author speaks just person to person, I think sort of translates into the way that they write a lot of the time, and can really help realize mm-hmm. the emotions and the little subtle depth in a scene. So it's been really cool to listen.
They say the subtext. I've always heard that subtext. I didn't know what the fuck that meant for a long time.
The unwritten content that's in there. Yeah.
Well, so are you introducing yourselves to any of these people?
I am. Yep.
C.S. Poe is fantastic. Hank is also way cool. Who's the other author that was on that panel you were talking about?
Gregory Ash.
I know I've met Gregory, but I don't really know Gregory Ash.
Yeah, and it actually, one of my good friends from Discord, the pseudonym he used was Declan
Zach. Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yes. Declan Winters. Just did one of Gregory Ash's books.
Okay.
And yeah. So I actually look forward to listening to that one. But yeah, I've met a couple of authors so far, and it's been nice. I mean, just socializing and meeting people.
That's the key.
Yeah.
And I'm missing some of that this year because I'm doing so many Talk to the Beards, but then the interactions I'm having are much more intense and much more, very, very much, one-on-one kind of
Very
thing.
intimate,
So I'm having,
yeah.
so I'm having really good conversations. I'm just not having as many of them. But I need to get down there and float a little bit. That's the thing. Go down, float, actually see some people face to face again in the large group setting. I haven't done a single panel yet, so I need to do that as well. So what are your plans? Are people that are watching at home? We're having a huge party at Tracy's house tonight. What's your address, Tracy? No, I'm just joking. And Drew's going to be there.
Yep.
The entire Brigadier crew is going to be there. A few other people are going to be there. That lesbian from Texas is going to be there. It's going to be freaking awesome. But what's your plans up to the party? Are you going to go hit panels? What are you doing?
Gonna schmooze.
Schmooze it away,
schmooze.
baby. Do you have business cards?
I
you bring
do,
business cards?
actually. They're in my little satchel over there.
I got to trade you business cards. There you go. Here's mine. It's the best business card here.
Yeah. I think I saw this one earlier. Can you toss me that?
I need one of yours. Let's see it. So yeah, that's what you do. You just walk around and give people business cards. And the fact is, there's so few of us that do what we do. And you have a QR code.
Yeah, you can show it to the camera, and then
Fuck
anybody can pause the video when this comes up. Snap that on your phone. You'll go to my website.
All right. Now this is the weirdest thing. I've never held up a business card to the camera before in the middle of a shot. I'm gonna keep it up here for a second until I can. All right, there you go.
Yep. All you got to do is take a picture with your phone.
Exactly. Is that? Now I've never made QR codes before. Sorry, you can't really hear me. I've never made QR codes before, but is that you naked on the QR code?
Yeah. It's very simplified. My scales are a bit more pronounced than what's
Turns
on
out
there.
your cock looks like a dinosaur.
Yeah. I don't really like to talk about it.
It's prehistoric, dude.
Yeah, that's what happens when you just use Google. You can right click on the address bar and generate a QR code.
Those fucking okay. That's cool.
Yep.
I've never seen that before.
It's very easy.
I'm old, I guess. Yeah, walk around, schmooze, man. Get out there. Did you look before you came here prior to see any of the authors? Like I want to meet this one, that one.
Nope.
Yeah, good job.
Sure didn't. I want to meet everybody.
Yeah.
So I mean, y'all have been asking me earlier in the spring and summer, are you going to GRL? Are you going to GRL? And I'm just like, I don't even know what GRL is.
Exactly.
I mean, I started narrating audiobooks in last December or January, and this whole world is all still new to me. So I was like, I don't know what GRL is, but yeah, I'll go.
I didn't know either. I narrated for 4 or 5 years before I knew what this was. I wish I would have done like you're doing right now and came in sooner. Introduce yourself, got your face around, that sort of thing. The big shindig is tomorrow night, not Tracy's, but tomorrow night, the big party, the big hoedown that we're having. And that's a good one too, because then people get liquored up a little bit. And you get to see Andrew take his shirt off and wave it around his head. Not you, Andrew Gray.
Why am I being left out?
If you both got out there, take the shirt off, wave it above the head. It'll be awesome. So what books are you working on right now?
Oh, let's see. I just finished doing some final touch-ups on a book called B is for Baby Me, which there have been a couple of cheers in the
B is for Baby Me?
B is for Baby Me. It is book one of a series called
It's like
Classes
a
in
Littles
Kink.
thing? I'm trying to put together the title. B is for Baby Me.
Yes.
It's like a smaller you?
Yeah. And by a smaller me,
like comfort you.
yeah,
Okay.
by a smaller me,
Now I
it's
get
like
it.
a 6'6" football jock that needs to have his anxiety dealt with by his professor.
Yeah, you're right. They're gonna love it.
It's that was a lot of fun to record. But I've got let's see, up next in my queue, I have some books for Lindsay Pogue from the Dust and Shadow series or Forgotten Lands series. I have a couple. I have a duet. I have 2 duets. One of them with Sarah Puckett. One of them is like a reverse harem duet.
So you finally got into Sarah's
Oh
stable
yeah,
there?
yeah. Actually, PFP is quite a bit of my work right now.
Excellent.
I'm getting more of the sort of horror thriller books. I just finished one for oh my god, if I hadn't tried to remember the name, Mark Allen Gunnels,
Okay.
called Before He Wakes. And that's under my real name, Andrew Gibson, because it's not romance. I just funnel all romance and actual erotica and all that stuff into Blake Lockhart.
Right.
But it is an LGBTQ story where at least half the cast is gay, so that's nice. But it's not focused on that, which is also, I think, refreshing.
Okay.
The characters just happen to be gay, which I think is nice. It's really, and it's a good book. It's suspenseful, and it's hard to make books scary, but it's easier to make books tense and suspenseful.
Sure.
And it's definitely got that in spades. So check that one out. Before He Wakes is what it's called.
Do you have a QR code for it? Or?
I don't. But it is out, and if you go to that QR code, it'll take you to my website, which has Audible links.
Just scan the penis cock.
Yep.
And you'll get... Dude, you're keeping busy. I'm proud of you.
And then I got I finished a book a month or so ago with Stella Hunter. I have another book or project coming in pretty soon from Kim Lorraine, and or not from her, but her production associate. And one of these days, that book I did for Lauren Blakely is going to come out.
I hear tell that's taken a while.
Well, I mean, some of the authors will have a book created knowing that it's not going to be released for 6 to 9 months. Mm-hmm. So
that's going to be a big deal, though.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
But,
it's to Drew. Yeah. Lex is a dick.
Trying to think. Also, a lot of my stuff is MF romance. A lot of the romance that I do is MF.
Yeah.
I'd love to do more MM, but as long as it's well written, I don't really have a preference.
Yeah, dude.
But
work is work.
I recently started working on the dark fantasy series, The Plated Prisoner by Raven Kennedy.
Okay.
I am King Midas and King Slade Ravenger.
Nice.
So that series is dark and sexy and really well written. Raven's such a good writer. But yeah, and then a smattering of other things tossed in there. I think I've got another book from a book or two. One of them really short called He Sees You When You're Sleeping by Sarah Dobie Bauer. And then I will be doing Abstract Love by Sarah Dobie Bauer as well. Sometime probably before December.
That's a busy couple months.
It is.
Yeah.
So far I've got 30 books done under my belt. Some of them in post, not released yet, but 30 total. And I don't know if I'll hit 50 by the end of the year, but at least 40.
A lot of full-time narrators don't hit 50 books a year. So
yeah, I like to just. It's funny you can say books when it's 1 or 2 hours of audio in there.
I get it.
It's nice to be able to say 50 books, even though it's.
I've seen them where they say 300 books, 250 of them were dual narrations. So.
Right. Yeah. So you had 3 hours in that book.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
I get it.
Book was 15 hours. You had 1.
Yeah, but it is what it is, man. At the end of the day,
yeah.
you can say a book. So when the pubs are asking, have you done 50 books yet? Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And that's actually one of the things that's next on my like career roadmap is now that I've touched books across genres, I still need to do nonfiction. I'm really interested in doing nonfiction as well.
Yeah, I enjoy that immensely. I don't get to do very much of it at all.
Yeah. Going to publishers. I think Tantor is probably going to be hearing from me soon.
Get 50 books under your belt. You got it. They say 25, 50, and not that you asked for my advice, but I'll give it.
Take it.
Is have a definite identity. Is every time, for me, the way it worked was when I went to Tantor, they knew exactly what John Sello. I talk about myself in third person. They know exactly what John Sello did. Is that he's an MM romance narrator. Boom, done. We know where to put him. They need to be able to categorize you.
Sure.
If you say, I like to do a little bit of everything, I like, and then give them 15 genres, they don't know where to put you. So it's a hell of a lot harder to book you.
Sure.
So yeah, if you go in and you say, I've done 50 books and I like to do cocksucking, or whatever, that's a genre. I swear to God. Whatever the genre is that you like to do, give them 1 or 2 or 3, but make sure you can focus on one. And it's so much easier for the casting director to then book you because they know where to put you without having to think too hard.
Right.
That's my experience anyways. But anyways, we're coming up on time. You've done fantastic. Thank you for
glad to be here. Thank
yeah,
you for
well,
having me.
And you're flexible as shit, so I appreciate that. You've seen the cherry pop, so. Hopefully, if everything works out, Andrew Gray is going to be up next. So have fun, y'all, and we will see you whenever Andrew gets.